Hello, everyone. Am I muted? I don't know. Where is my thing? Okay. Hello, Cozy. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for episode, I believe it is 7. That's what I put in the thing because I couldn't remember for sure, and then I completely forgot. So we've got 007 today. How are you all?
Excellent.
Good.
Ready.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. It's also Beltane, for those of you who would like to go dance around a fire with me later.
Woo, woo, woo.
Right?
It's what?
Beltane.
Beltane.
I don't know.
Unless I'm
this.
completely missaying that, which, you know, can totally an option. It might be pronounced completely like
That's fair.
Samhain
Blow
is
some
not
cinnamon
spelled
into
like
your
it sounds. It's May 1st. Welcome, everyone. Why don't we do a quick round of introductions? It is really hot up here, so I am going to take this off. So, Mika, why don't you start? Tell us who you are and who you're playing today.
Hi, I'm Mika. I do things. I am playing Lemon Zest. Who? Oh my God! You bought one. You bought one. I can't believe you bought one. Oh my God. So okay, so I don't know if I should introduce my character or go into that. Hi, so I'm Mika. I co-created Roll D5. When we first started Roll D5, we started with like a short mini campaign we were doing, and in it, my friend Zoe, who is one of the admins of Roll D5, she did the artwork for us, and I told her that I wanted my character to have a shirt that said citrus, because why not? So she did. She made the design. She put it on. I asked her to put it on like Redbubble or something, and so I've got like 3 different shirts that say citrus on it. And then I think last game I mentioned this, and so I dropped the link. And we actually bought a shirt.
I am super surprised and very pleased with Redbubble for delivering so quickly.
I actually am looking to buy like 2 more or something as I prep for Gen Con. And you also got the Eat Play Roll?
I did, because I mean, besides this just being a fun shirt, this is an awesome sticker, and it's going on my my Kindle cover. So
yeah, Eat Play Roll is the other one that Zoe made for me. I started a new project that I'm still kind of dabbling with called Eat Play Roll, making like pun off of Eat Pray Love.
Right.
That took me a second. Yeah, and so that's just become my thing. Like my new business cards have the Eat Play Roll logo on them, and so I'm also going to buy some more. I've got like 1 shirt with that logo on there. Got pins. Yeah, it's always going to be so happy. She just made like $3 from that. So
yay! She can retire. Woohoo! Awesome. So
hey, I'm playing Lemon Zest. Yeah.
Sorry for derailing the game already, but that was just too good to pass up. Adela, why don't you introduce yourself and your tiny celestial?
Yes, I am Adela. This is Celeste, the little tiny celestial. I will be playing Aster, the cleric, today. And this is what I do all day.
Yay!
Hang out with this little angel.
The best thing ever.
Yes. That's right.
Awesome. Mick,
Hello.
who are you and who are you playing today?
I am Mick, and I will be playing Chris, the Drow Rogue. And I'm hoping to maybe steal some stuff today.
Yeah,
I think
you are.
It might happen. We will see how the dice treat you today, because it was kind of 50-50 last time. I feel like it was definitely better than some of the previous sessions where Roll20/D&D Beyond was just like, here's a 1 for you. It's really all I've got today. One-sided dice. All right, last but not least, Shadow, why don't you say who you are and who you're playing today?
Hello, I'm Shadow. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Vestra, who uses she, they pronouns. And Vestra is the dwarven barbarian. Yep, who's gonna continue to do what she does best, which besides loving dragons is smashing things. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, let's see. I believe last time we had met a really nice family of folk who lived in a very nice house, kind of out in the country. They raised strange creatures that roamed the lands around them, called bear traps. And they had welcomed you into their house by knocking you out, placing you in various places, apparently throughout the house, or maybe you're not totally sure because you all woke up in separate areas, some underground, some out in the forest, and at least one of you in what appeared to be the attic. And then began to try and hunt you. Strange, probably. I don't think this is the most welcomed that you felt in somebody's house in a long time. So yeah, that happened. And Mick, why don't we start with Chris as I redeem this pupper treat? There you go, sassy pants. She is being sassy back there. So Mick, you had woken up in the attic, and actually you were still awake. You were carried to the attic. You never went unconscious, but you were paralyzed, kind of petrified, but in a way that you hadn't turned to stone. In the attic, the large, kind of grotesquely malformed fellow who was like part rat, part human, had set you down, and then a small rat girl who was wearing a dress. It was a very frayed and worn dress, and you could see underneath that she had leather armors on, and the skulls of humanoids dangled from her shoulders. As you began to, or rather, as the petrification began to wear off, she realized this and darted away, taking your things with her into through a door that you could see. It was the only door besides the stairwell that went down. And so you had followed her to find out where she took your stuff. Going into that room after you can move, you found that there was a fairly well furnished is the word I'm looking for, room that seemed like it would be that for that of a child. And in the wardrobe, you found a secret entrance that led into the wet wall network of the building. You realized pretty quickly there were a series of traps laid out as you went through this. And now as you were trying to find your gear and you're trying to find your way out, and maybe your friends, I don't know if that's a priority, I'm not going to say that for sure. Why don't you tell me what you're doing?
I think I want to keep looking around, seeing if I can find the trail, the rat girl, so I can get my stuff back. Okay.
So go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
All right.
Excuse me. And actually tell me what you get, because I didn't open Roll20 when I rebooted my computer.
I got a 23.
Fantastic. So as you're going through, you definitely see signs of her passage. And you notice, like, every so often you'll see like a nail that's sticking through the wall has like caught that dress that she was wearing. Little bits of it will have torn off and dangle there. So you feel like you're heading in the right direction, because you could have gone a couple of different ways when you started. And you notice that there are a couple more either pressure plates ahead of you or trip wires that are very difficult to see. So it's definitely trapped as you're following where she went.
Okay.
Knowing that they're there, you can either try to disarm them or you can try to evade, like try and go over them without setting them off. What would you like to do?
I would like to use my mage hand to disarm the traps.
Okay. Go ahead and do a sleight of hand check for me, please.
Okay. 17.
Nice. So with that 17, pretty easily your mage hand floats over and you're kind of watching from a distance to see what happened, or like to see the mechanisms of it, and you manage to disarm the pressure plate, and we'll just call the 17 also for the tripwire that you saw. Remind me what your passive perception is.
13.
Perfect. As you move through, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Alright. 19.
Nice. As you're going, you realize that there's just past the pressure plate that's kind of squeezed in between these walls is some kind of compartment. The wet wall there looks like it's been altered.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do with that information?
Can I check it and see, I guess, if it leads anywhere, like a secret passage or something?
Yeah, it definitely seems like it would open, but you're not really sure how it opens.
Okay. I guess I would like to look around to see if there's a way it gets connected to anything, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead and do one more investigation check for me.
All right.
Nice.
16.
You do end up finding what is essentially like a trigger. It's kind of hidden up on the base of a stud that's holding the wall up, and you click it and you hear a click from within the door, and you're pretty sure it is, you could slide it open now.
Okay.
So within you see what looks like another tunnel of the wet wall, but it's very short, and it looks like your stuff has been abandoned here. You would have to crawl in to get it.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay. As you are crawling in, you get up to where your stuff is, and you're kind of like looking through to make sure it's still there, and you hear the sound of the door behind you slide shut, and
Oh no.
the click of it locking again. And then you hear a small laugh, a small girlish laugh come from the other side.
Huh. Well, that can't be good.
What would you like to do?
Is there any way that I can... Oh, first I wanna, I guess, is this space big enough for me to re-equip my stuff? Or...
Yeah, so you could like re-equip yourself. You kind of have to like lay on your side and do all that. It would take a little bit more time to do so than what you would generally do. But like you already have your armor on and all that, and so it's not too time consuming to do so.
Okay.
But as you're doing that, you start noticing it's getting kind of warm in here.
It's getting warm. Huh. Does it seem like there's any way out immediately, or
It does look like you could continue on with your dark vision. Like it's definitely dark ahead of you. There's no light spilling through the cracks in the wall or anything. As you look that direction, it looks like it kind of angles downward a little bit, but isn't blocked by anything that you can see.
All right, I will head that way then.
Okay. What is your passive investigation?
Is that just
10 plus whatever
10
your
plus
yeah.
my intelligence?
12.
12.
Do you have a bonus to your investigation?
I'm proficient, yeah.
Okay, so would it be +5? Is that where you're at now?
+4 because it's
Plus
2
4.
plus 2.
Okay. So with your 14, you realize that there is like some kind of mechanism here, whereas like you're kind of scooting forward and there's like rough floor. You kind of feel the we'll call it the floor that you're on is just like vibrating a little bit, and you're feeling like it could tilt pretty violently forward if you were to set some kind of trap off, if you want to try and find it.
All right, I will try to find it.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an investigation for me.
8.
Okay, so as
there's the bad roll.
right, it had to happen sooner or later. As the dust kind of filters down, as this like weird platform that you're on kind of shudders, you realize that you didn't catch it as you hear the click, and it drops out from under you, and you begin to tumble.
Huh.
We are going to head over to Lemon Zest.
That's me.
So Mika, last we had any going-ons with Lemon Zest, you were in the forest. You had been in a cage hanging in this tree, and that very large, maybe mutated rat person, you're not really sure, had been kind of taunting you from the ground. You managed to get out of the cage, or actually you got the cage out of the tree, which then shattered and you got out of the cage, and casting Fog Cloud, you had ran off to get your stuff out of a tree, managing to do that without blowing up in the trap that was set for you. You've been kind of trying to skirt around this fellow that's trying to hunt you through the forest. What are you up to right now?
Let's say, okay, so I've been running.
Yeah.
I used one of my magical tinkering abilities to turn a leaf or something into a light to distract him. Got my stuff. He made it out of the fog cloud, and then I cast. I think last we left off, I had just cast grease on the ground.
I was going to say I thought you Eldritch Blasted him, but I believe you totally did cast grease.
Yes, and then he was knocked prone, and then I think I cast Eldritch Blast. And then I think I was continuing to run, I think.
Okay.
I think, because I was trying to figure out where I am.
So as you're running, what is your destination? Like, where are you heading? Are you like kind of dodging through the trees, just hiding from this fella, or is there a greater purpose to your other than survival?
I think ultimately I was just trying to figure out if I knew where exactly I was.
Okay.
And we kind of went into that.
Do you want to do like a either survival or perception?
Let me do a survival, which is a -1.
Nice. Should go fine.
Oh, 18.
Nice. So looking around, you're definitely in the same forest that you were in, and you actually notice as you're kind of like hoofing it, you run across the fake tracks that your previous quarry had left, the ones that had led you astray when you were trying to find those scouts that had spied the cult earlier. So you're in the same area of the forest as the house, and seeing the tracks, you kind of get an idea of where the house is from where you are. What would you like to do?
Oh, geez, I guess I'm trying to think of how loyal Lemon Zest is to everyone.
Okay.
I don't think he's oh geez, yeah, like it's so early in the campaign. I feel like he is not the kind of person who would leave everyone behind.
Okay.
He like, having seen what happened to his parents, knowing that he doesn't completely want to be there, and then also just kind of taking pity on everyone else who's kind of there. And I also feel like feeling like a little bit of a kinship with Chris. He's going to, yeah, he's going to like, you know, oh, what accent am I using today?
I need an accent rolling die is what I need. Like, not a table to roll against, but like a die with words on it. That's like,
I'll be Scottish today.
Perfect. Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. I can't do that.
I can't do.
I would love to hire a dialect coach or something
right?
to help me learn all these. So yeah, he's going to run towards the house to see what he can see. Let me real quick check on my homunculus thing, see if I can just make another one real quick.
Okay.
I think with the homunculus I can just do it. But I also just got at the end of the last game, of course, I deleted homunculus stuff, figuring I didn't really like this spell. I should just learn Find Familiar, so never mind. Oh, geez. Yeah, I guess I'm going to try and run towards... First, I'm going to shoot off... Try and sneakily shoot off an Eldritch Blast to cause a distraction, like a big distraction, like 120 feet away.
Okay.
Near the opposite end of where I'm approaching.
Okay.
So any focus might be there to make it easier for me to like sneak around on the other end.
Makes sense. As you do so, you hear the blasts of your magic smash into like some trees and bushes, and essentially causes a kerfuffle over in that direction. And you listen, and you do hear movement. It wasn't really near you, but now it seems to be moving even further away. It's very, very faint. And what is your passive? We'll call both investigation and passive perception, please.
My passive investigation is 15. My passive perception is 11.
Okay. So as you're heading towards the house?
Yes.
You remember that there are those traps that are laid out across the field, and you manage to like dodge around some as you're kind of scurrying through as quietly as possible and as quickly as possible. The house rears in sight. It's
I do have a question about artificer infusions.
okay.
So it says, like, just how this will work in gameplay. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch up to 2 non-magical objects, imbuing them with one of your artificer infusions. So it feels like... How long was I asleep for?
A couple of hours.
Okay. And one of my infusions was the homunculus. It was destroyed.
Right.
And I feel like that would I be able to touch and infuse something new currently?
How many do you have per day?
I have 2 total. One is constantly being took up by my bag of holding. And then the second one, and that was done like ages ago. Then the other one was the homunculus. But that was... Actually, never mind. Nope. Because that was after my most recent long rest, I do believe. I had created the homunculus.
Gotcha.
And so if being knocked out wasn't long enough to be considered a long rest... Never mind. Cool. Okay. Then yeah, I'm being sneaking up to the house.
Sneaky. Okay.
Avoiding traps.
Go ahead and do a stealth. We'll just see how sneaky you are being.
It is tough playing a low-level character. Especially a multi-classed 14.
True.
A multi-class
true.
low-level character.
Yeah, because you all started at 3, which usually gives you your 3rd level, like, jump, but multi-classing that low, something to...
Was a little rough on my end. Oh well.
All right, as you sneak towards the house, we are going to go over and see what... Trying to remember who Nicholas was facing off with. Who had the kind of snooty fellow? Did I? Yes. That is... Yeah, you two were fighting it, and I believe he was not having it. He was kind of upset with you for being all nukey. Like a little biscuit.
You need the pause in there. Like a little biscuit.
Perfect. Well, then we will head over to Adela and Aster as this fellow who is done up in these nice leather armor and pretty decent clothing. His hair is, all styled and stuff, and he kind of sneers down his nose at you as you're fighting him. But you're underground, and you had heard... No. Yes. Now I'm confusing because there's 2 of you underground, and I'm like, who heard Tesha? Okay, it was Aster. So you had been in the cage, and you had heard Tesha, but then the bottom of your cage had given out. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I heard Tesha
remember.
above,
Correct.
And then I went down below.
Right. And now this fellow is meant to be chasing you, but you're putting up a good fight, and I believe you're just kind of, I don't want to say stalemating, because it looks like he might be giving up on what his plan was. What do you do?
Oh, man. I film after him and tell him that it's okay to have tummy issues, and I might have something that he can use, but he has to actually, be cool with it. He has to be nice and not try and attack me. But I might be able to help him with his tummy issues. And if he's going to bring me to a bathroom, that's cool. But I'm going to chase after him.
Okay, so you're going to go after him. So you're yelling at him as he chases, or as he runs away from you down this earthen corridor. as you are going on, you realize that you're in kind of a maze, and you're following close enough behind him that your dark vision allows you to see as he like dodges this way or dodges that way.
Okay.
And you're following pretty quickly to a set of stairs. They seem to be fairly well carved stone stairs. Like these were probably installed instead of like they're marble, kind of like the floor from upstairs. That like,
Okay.
or sorry, kind of like that pedestal that was upstairs, where it's like the black marble with the red veins going through it. And he hits those running, and you can hear as he kind of disappears out of your vision as you like come around the corner and look up. What do you do?
I mean, I fell down, so I feel like going up is my natural instinct to try and get out of there. I'm gonna fume again very loudly that I see the stairs, and it's okay that you have tummy problems. Don't be embarrassed. It's okay.
It happens
I'm really
to
sorry.
everyone.
Don't be embarrassed. Yes. And if you did a little bit in your pants, I'm sure we can figure it out. I'll help you. It's okay. Like just totally trying to embarrass him because he looks so posh. I just want to like make it the most grossest thing that I'm imagining is happening to him.
I feel like you should do an intimidation check.
Yes. Which I will tell you a backstory a little bit that has no reason to be in this at all, but when there's a bad driver on the road, and as I was growing up, my mom would insist that person like had diarrhea, and that's why they drove like that. And honest to God, it's stuck with me all my life, and so now I do not get road rage. I'm like, oh man, they must have
Right?
You're trying to get out of here. So I'm gonna try and like, I don't know if 9's gonna do it though.
You really need to like get some Pepto and just throw it at people. You're like, I'm so sorry about your stomach. So as you are yelling this, you are do you chase them up the stairs?
I'm gonna chase them up the stairs.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get my mace ready because I know something's going weird. Like I know I'm not safe. I'm just trying to embarrass him.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
As you run up these stairs.
Perception. What is my perception?
Actually, I'm going to have you do it at advantage.
Perception.
Nice. So you're running, and you feel like you're, depending on how far beneath the earth you are, you're like, well, how far is it to the top of these stairs? And then something clicks, and you kind of like take a couple steps back, and you realize that he turned off. There's like some noises, like maybe some whimpering or something from you yelling at him that you heard as you ran by it, and you weren't totally sure. And so you stop and you look up the stairs. You don't see anything up there, but you're pretty sure he turned. And so you go back to where it was, and sure enough, there is like one of those walls. Bless you, Shadow. Bless you. One of those walls where when you are looking at it one way, it doesn't like, it looks like a wall, but as soon as you like kind of turn and look into it the other way, you see the passage that's past it.
Okay.
And he went in, you're pretty sure he went in there. That's where you heard the noise from. So do you want to follow or head up the stairs?
I'm gonna follow him only because, and just take note of where the stairs are and where I'm at. I actually want to just set a fire in front of the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna set a fire in front of the stairs.
What are you gonna burn? So you don't have any of your stuff.
Oh God, I don't, do I? Is there anything around
Or no,
me
wait,
that
did
would
you
burn?
end up getting your stuff? I know one
I don't
of you.
think I got my stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, because you were just casting.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
earlier you like went to get your mace ready, and you're like, yeah. Oh, never mind.
Yep. No mace. No nothing. Might as well be naked. Naked! I am not going to start a fire.
Okay.
I'm going to like look at those stairs and think to myself, think. Let's just remember where those are and try and go after him.
Do you have like anything in your pockets? Because they wouldn't have like taken like, do you have like seeds or herbs or anything like that?
Yeah, I would have had like bits and bobs of seeds and herbs and things, and probably some of those lozenges. So maybe I'll get like the equivalent of something really smelly, maybe a good kind of smelly, and I'll rub it around in my hands and just sort of like blop it on a stair and rub it in a little bit.
Okay.
And let that sit there. Like I'll smell that. Maybe I'll set that on fire. We'll pretend it's like sage.
Yeah, you take out your maybe you have like a sage bundle in your pocket and you just like light that and hope that it can lead you back this way. All right, so then as you dodge or duck behind the wall to chase after, why don't we see what Shadow is up to? Hello, Shadow. You were facing off against a rather unpleasant-looking person who had a bone dagger that they stabbed you with.
Yeah, and they bit me.
And they bit you.
Twice.
You're not feeling great.
Rude.
But you did manage to, I think the one that you were facing was running away at the end of last time.
No, we were grappled because I tried to talk to them and I was like, can we just like talk about this? And they were like, yeah, sure. And then they were like, bite, and then we were going back to blows.
That's right. For some reason I was thinking your person was also running off, but you were absolutely correct. So what would you like to do as this person is struggling against your grapple?
And my rage ended because I tried to talk to them instead of fight them.
Actually, it didn't because they attacked you.
How? Still rage. I have my sticky note with how many turns I've had my rage up. Okay.
Nice.
Perfect.
Take that.
So we're gonna go. We're gonna. All right. So where I came out of the ground, is there like other? Are there like other holes in the ground?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Can I see things? Okay. See a couple of things.
Looking around, you definitely see, like looking back down the hall, you see the hole that you climbed out of, and you notice like there are some other divots in the ground, not necessarily holes like what you climbed out of, but like maybe there once were holes.
Okay. I would like to, as I'm grappling, nah, you know what? We're just gonna go in with our unarmed strike, attempting to subdue this person.
Okay.
So let's just whack them with the wacky whack. Oh wait. My unarmed strike is a 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2.
Oh, fantastic.
No.
Excellent. Yeah. As you go to like, you're trying to figure out, you're kind of wrestling and you're like, I'm going to uppercut into like their kidney or something. And so you slightly let go. We're going to call it, because it was a crit, they're going to get a chance to slip free of your grapple, but let's do a contested. You will have disadvantage on it, however. So either do acrobatics or athletics, whichever you'd like.
Okay, so I rolled flat because my rage gives me advantage.
There you go.
So it's just a flat roll.
They did get a 22, just so you know.
Oh my goodness. which ones again?
They so you could either do acrobatics or athletics. You would do athletics if you wanted to do your straight roll, because it's a strength check, and they did acrobatics to try and get out.
Okay.
Holy moly. All right. So the two of you just kind of tying, you do just kind of it's like a very awkward stumbling around each other, but they are still grappled by you. And then do you have anything else you'd like to do?
Okay. You know what? I think we're just gonna go like, I don't really have bonus actions, but we're really just gonna double down on like the trying to intimidate them.
Okay.
Of just like, like I have a lot of friends. I have like 100+ friends. Like they know that I came here, and they're gonna come here, and they're gonna stomp on you. And we have dragons, and just kind of like trying to like amp this up. Like, are you sure you want to do this?
Nice. You do notice that they glance around nervously. You're not really sure if it has to do with them looking for your friends or something else. And they are going to attempt to get out of your grasp again as their action. So if you just want to use this one you wouldn't have disadvantage for. So do athletics at advantage. And it probably won't matter because they got a 3.
All right, it almost mattered. If I didn't have that
close.
advantage.
As the two of you awkwardly are like, and you're yelling at them, we're going to go back over to Mick and see how things are falling down that wet wall. Mick, I need a dexterity saving throw from you. Nice. All right, so with
14.
With the 14, you feel it give, and you begin falling, and you like reach out a hand kind of blindly to try and grab something, and you manage to grab the lip of the platform that you're on, and you see that the tunnel that was ahead of you is actually like not real. It's a fairly cleverly painted illusion, essentially. Like it's an illusionary painting that's on the wall that you're hanging from this. You haven't fallen off. You look down, and it's about 20 feet below you, maybe a little bit further. It's just a pit in this wet wall. You don't see any other I don't want to call them hallways, but you don't see any other exits from the pit. What would you like to do?
So there's nothing down there. It's just...
You don't see anything down there. Actually, I will give you, with your dark vision, you can see that there are bones down there, laying at the bottom.
Okay, so I don't want to be down there. I guess I will climb back up.
Okay. It's very awkward to climb up, as it's a very steep angle. Go ahead and do an athletics check for me.
Athletics. Okay. 10.
So you're kind of hanging on. You're trying to climb up. You're not having a lot of luck grabbing anything, and you don't make any progress, but you don't fall. And as you're doing so, you think you hear some noise from above, but you're not sure if it's you making the noise or if it's something else, until you notice that Rat Girl's whiskered nose peek over the edge, and then her eyes appear, and she looks down. Oh, you didn't fall. Well, interesting. And then she disappears again. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try and climb still, and I guess head in the direction that she came, or like her head poked out of.
Okay. Go ahead and make another athletics check.
All right. Huh.
Nice. So as you are, you see her peek over as she says those words to you, and kind of gives you a little extra oomph to really wanting to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And you manage to find some handholds and pull yourself up, and you do so very quietly.
Okay.
You might not be noticed depending on where she is. Do you want to just go over the edge, or are you kind of like doing so cautiously?
I'm gonna do so cautiously. I don't want to give anything away.
So as you look over the edge, you notice that the doorway that you came through is open, but there is no sign of the girl.
Okay.
What do you do?
I guess I'll keep going.
Okay. So heading towards the door, you peer around. You don't see her.
Okay. Do I see or hear anything else?
Go ahead and make a perception. Let's see if you can figure out which way she went. Nice.
15.
So as you're like looking, you do notice that there is like a slight disturbance in the way that the like dust kind of sat that you saw earlier on the floor, and you're pretty sure that it's like a tail track. You're pretty sure she went to your right.
Okay. Well, I will follow.
Excellent. Let's do a stealth and see if she notices that you have come out.
All right. Well, it's something that I'm trained in, so hopefully I won't. Okay, that's good.
Excellent. So it's a 17. You keep going and you realize that there is a. You pass it at first because it's not obvious to your eyes, but your ears pick up noise as you pass this hidden passage. Very much the same where it's built so that when you look at it from one direction, you don't see it at all. But once you were looking at it from the right angle, you can see. And sitting down that passage, she's sitting on like your backpack and kind of like rooting through some stuff that used to be in your backpack. She's like dumped it all out. Doesn't appear to know you're there.
Okay. I will sneak up on her.
Okay. What do you do when you get there?
I will hold my dagger up to her throat.
So technically she has your dagger.
Oh, she has my dagger. Okay.
Because she took all of your stuff, and so it would be in the pile, and you do see it if you want to try and grab it before she notices you.
Oh yeah, I want to do that. I want to grab it.
Let's do another stealth then against her perception. Sorry, that was loud. That was terrible.
Oh boy.
It was still worse than that. So with your natural one, you still get 8, and she got 4. So
okay.
You managed to grab your dagger and you hold it up to her throat. What do you say?
Just give me my stuff back and I might let you live.
Her large rodent eyes turn towards you and kind of narrow slightly. It's not a pleasant look. She looks very mad at you. And she begins to, she steps up off of the pile of your stuff and does move away. She technically leaves your threat range, if that matters.
It doesn't.
Okay. What do you do?
I guess I gather up all my stuff and then look or listen to see if I hear any signs of my companions.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right.
Excellent. So the answer to that question is going to depend on what Lemon Zest is doing. So why don't we leave you here facing off against this rodent girl and head over to where Lemon Zest is entering the house?
Okay.
But my question is, where are you entering the house?
Great question.
Thank you. I try.
Where am I entering? I guess the opposite of where it seems quietest. On the back of the house.
Okay. Yeah, earlier you had noticed that there were like windows and stuff, and there was the front, but no one had really gone around the back. And so heading around the back, you do notice that there is a closed door. It appears much like the rest of the house, kind of dilapidated. Doesn't hang quite the same or quite right in its frame. And is actually less sturdy looking than the front door looked. The front door, even though the house was dilapidated, had like a certain strength to it. And Pupper Treat has been redeemed. Thanks, Miko. And welcome.
Okay. So yes, so repeat that.
So you do see a small door, like not a double door like the front has. It is somewhat dilapidated, is not as sturdy as the front door, and is closed.
I guess I'm gonna check it for traps.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me. That's a natty 20 for 25. And it is trapped. In fact, it is quite well trapped. You realize that there is a very fine groove on either side that if you were to open the door and kind of like looking into the groove, you can see the kind of dull but bloodstained edges of blades that would close over the door and essentially vivisect whoever was standing in the doorway.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to open the door.
Okay. It is not locked, and the door swings open, and you see these, like, sheets of metal essentially close and block the door. And you know, if you were in that, you'd be in a few pieces.
Excellent. Do the sheets go back, or do they stay there? Is like the door basically useless now?
They do stay there. You could try and figure out how to get them to go away, or you could do something else.
Is there a window?
You have seen a few windows. They are, if I recall, they were a little higher than a few of you could like look into, but you could reach the window sill and like pull yourself up.
Okay. I'm going to open a window with Mage Hand.
Okay. Go ahead and do a spellcraft check, like your spellcaster check. So for you it would be intelligence. Is that what your Mage Hand is?
Yes.
Okay.
Is my Mage Hand
Is it your warlock or your artificer?
I don't know.
We'll call it intelligence.
I imagine it would be yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. your mage hand like goes over the window and tries to start picking up, and it does a little bit, but then you realize like it's a very old window and it has to do that like juddering thing to try and get it open. And so you're standing outside and you're just like getting it, and it just like and opens up. It has made a good deal of noise, but it's open.
Oh boy, I guess I feel like I would have stopped as soon as it would have started making noise.
Okay.
Then again, yeah, as soon as I would have stopped, and then I would have tried to. Oh no. Okay, I feel like I'm just overthinking this. I'm gonna try and. Fuck, I guess I'm going through the window.
Okay. So you jump up and pull yourself through the window, and you land in what appears to be some kind of study. The walls are just like covered in books. There is a large writing desk. Again, everything inside the house is ornate. It is very well kept, very clean, pretty plush as far as lifestyle goes. What do you do?
I guess I'm going to investigate, look around, see, look at the books, look at the desk. You know, there's got to be something nifty in here.
Nice. So let's have you do an investigation.
Okay. 20. Dirty 20.
Excellent. While you were investigating to find out what all of that 20 has uncovered for you, Adela, why don't we have a look at what's going on with you running after this fellow?
I feel like that room must belong to my posh guy.
Nice. I love it.
Oh my god, poo humor. I just can't.
So as you're running after this posh guy, and he's like, I wish I was with my books. What would you like to do?
Oh my god. I like envision all these things that I'm just can't do. Like I want to surround him in like a poop cloud. Oh, it just can't happen. You know?
Poop clouds.
Just poop cloud.
And you
I feel like it would really disturb him.
You're not like you don't see him at this point. He's definitely outpaced you. But you right now there's only one direction he could have gone that you can see.
Yeah. Yeah. I am going to make a mark in the dirt where the transition where I found that there's a door.
Right.
Call it like a hidden door, and I'm just going to make a big like scuffle mark there in case anybody comes my way.
Okay.
Knowing full well that like I might not be the only one that's been detained.
Right.
And then I am going to follow him. I'm not very good at stealth.
So are you just going to run after him, or do you want to try and stealth?
I'm going to try and stealth because I want him to believe that I went up the stairs.
Gotcha.
I want him to like believe it in his soul. Like I'm going to kind of stomp on the stairs a little bit and with the smoke around and scuffle up the front area into the hideaway door and then start stealthing and maybe hoping that he won't find me.
All right. So then why don't you do a stealth check? I think it'll roll at disadvantage for you. But if it doesn't, I'll let you know.
I'm pretty certain it's going to be bad. I'm just going to go out on a... Oh, boy.
Could be worse, right?
You know? Just like the slow step with like...
You are trying. You're definitely trying very hard to be quiet, but like as you move over here and you're like looking, you run into something, and then you're like, oh, what's that? And you don't see any sign of them as the tunnel that you're in opens up into another labyrinth of well-worked earth tunnels.
Sure.
These actually have some torches in them, so like as you get closer, there's like a slight ambiance of light that begins to filter in. What would you like to do?
Oh boy. Well, I'm going to take a torch. And is there any way I can sense the direction that he went? So it's well worked, but is there any kind of, I'd like to examine it.
Sure. Go ahead and do an investigation check.
Oh boy. Yeah, you can't tell that I run around like a 2-year-old all day, every day. My humor is just like a 2-year-old.
There are definitely some tracks that go through here. However, you're not sure which ones are his, and they go like both ways.
Okay.
Good question.
That is a good question. Is it like a fork, or is it like just so many?
Right now you're just at a split, so yeah, T intersection, left or right.
You know what? I'll go to the right.
Okay. Odd or even?
Right seems right. Even.
Okay. All right, so as you follow your gut, heading to the right, let's go see what Vestra is up to. All right, so the two of you are awkwardly fumbling to hold and or get out of each other's grasp. What would you like to do?
How resilient are they looking? Like, can I tell?
It looks like you have definitely injured them, but not terribly.
Okay.
Enough that they're definitely annoyed with you, though.
Yeah. Is there like, oh gosh, I guess I you know what? I guess I haven't actually looked around this room. If there's like weapons or like a shovel.
Right. Yeah, you don't see a shovel or anything. I don't believe your stuff is there.
Okay. Okay.
This person does have 2 bone daggers.
Yes, they are. Okay. So, what I would like to do is because we're gripping onto each other. I would like to run with them so that it like colliding them with the wall.
Sure.
With the intention of like knocking them out
Smooshing
or like
them.
Smooshing. Yeah, like in like a smoosh.
I will also say there was a metal pipe that had gone to the mask that was over your face when you were buried. So that is there.
Okay.
Just
potential.
Yeah. Just throwing that out there.
That's it. Okay.
How does that change? Oh, go ahead.
Well, okay. Well, okay, I guess maybe instead of the wall, can I smoosh them onto the pipe?
Oh, I see. Sure. So you kind of climbed up and you had mushed off. You noticed it's like kind of sticking out, like at a weird angle.
Okay.
It will be. How do we want to do this? So why don't we do an athletics check against their acrobatics, and it'll be a disadvantage for you, but it'll like because you're essentially trying to use your athletics to move them and stab them onto this pole.
Yeah.
It's very awkward, but because you're raging, it'll nullify the disadvantage and you get a straight roll against their straight roll. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Nice. Is 9 what you got?
Isn't it? It is what I got.
Nice. I love it. So you kind of like dig your hands under like their like thighs essentially, and like because they're taller than you, and you just like kind of start running forward. At first they're like, what? And very confused at what you're doing, and then they happen to glance back and see it, and literally right as you're about to impale them, they turn just to the side, and it like glances off their back and kind of changes the angle, and you both like land in the hole. You're now laying on top of this person. You're both prone as you're like now scrambling with each other. What actually, and now it would technically be their turn. Oh, and enough of this. And they're gonna try and stab you again. Does a 14 hit?
A 14. Oh my, barely. Yes.
Okay. So that is 6 piercing damage. And I don't need you to make any more con rolls. You can't fail any harder than you failed the first time.
6. So with resistance, I take half of that, right?
Correct. So you take 3.
Okay. As we're muffled in this hole now, I'm just gonna be like, have you heard of Tiamat?
Excellent. So as you kind of like struggle to like sit upright, and you're like sitting on top of them, you just scream in their face the good word of Tiamat as we head back. Mick, what is Chris up to?
Let's see. I will continue to see if I can hear or see anything related to my companions.
Right. So you do hear, as you're kind of like facing off with this rat girl that's kind of like down the hall from you, you do hear this like noise coming from below you, maybe off a little ways off to the side, but definitely below you in the house. Sounds like a sliding window that's kind of like being forced open.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you don't hear anything.
Wait, so is the rat girl going out the window?
No, the rat girl's actually down the hall from you, so...
Okay.
Somebody
I'll
else...
head in the direction of the sliding window.
Okay. I feel like you probably also would have heard just before that, like maybe a few moments before that, you would have heard like a strange metallic sliding, screeching noise. Which would have been...
actually, I think that's more interesting. I'll go towards that noise instead.
Okay. Make an investigation check as you try to figure out how to get through the maze of this wet wall.
Oh boy.
So it's you haven't found any stairs or anything that goes down. And you're actually kind of a little turned around now. You're not really sure where you came from. But it does cross your mind that you did see stairs that went down in the attic. You just didn't, like, you had chased after the girl to get your stuff. So if you can find your way back, then you might be able to use those stairs. Or you can continue through the wet wall to try and figure out. Or you can tell me how you might deal with this situation.
Okay, so does this area seem trapped? Because if it seems trapped, I might just go back the way that I came instead of pressing on.
You're not seeing anything that's trapped from where you are.
Right.
And you look around and you're pretty sure you came back from that way, but you're not totally sure.
I guess I'll keep heading forward then and see if I can figure out. And maybe I'll, just yell out, like, hello, anybody around? Like, trying to find you and get out of this weird place.
Okay. Odd or even?
Even.
Even. As you begin heading around, you do notice that you're heading in the direction that you would come from, as you see signs of the traps you've disarmed and stuff like that. And so you do end up finding your way back to the doorway that leads into the attic. And as you're calling out, let's do this, Mika, you would hear voices, or sorry, a voice calling out from above you. It seems like it's a ways above you, but you do hear sorry, not Lemon's Ice. You are Lemon's Ice. You do hear Chris's voice somewhere in the house.
Okay. You said it's above me?
Yeah, so it sounds like it's above you, maybe off that direction over there, like further into the house, but certainly above you.
I guess I'm gonna head towards it.
Okay. Go ahead and make just a...
wait. First, what did I find in here?
Well, so this would interrupt that investigation.
Ah, shoot.
You would find, in a little bit of time that you looked around, there's definitely a lot of books. Many of them are about animals, and you find some stuff that's talking about, like, the Beast Lord something or other, whatever. And there's some, like, very nice desk... Oh, the word is escaping me, sorry. Stationary stuff. Like, there's some nice pens, some nice paperweights, that kind of thing. But you haven't, like, really delved into more hidden areas of this, like drawers and stuff like that. So if you would like to head out, then you would stop your investigation, or you can stay here.
I'm going to keep up the investigation.
Okay. So then going back
I'll find something cool.
I'm going to find it. By golly. Going back to Chris. You call out, you don't hear any response.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
Let's see. What can I do?
And
do you want to call out and be like, I'll be right there?
Yeah, if anything, I'll just bring Chris back here.
Okay.
But I am going to find, like, you said there was a book that was just like, whatever that is. Like, I'm going to shove that book in my bag. Some of the stationery and pens, shoving in my bag.
Just like...
Yeah,
okay.
Bag of holding. I got this.
Okay. So let's do a... the two of you can do either perception or investigation, and we'll see how long it takes for you to find one another.
Alright, I think perception is higher. Actually, no, investigation's higher, so I will go with that one.
Okay. Nice.
I just lost my character sheet. Where is it?
No. As Lemon Zest
I was looking
just
up.
begins like walking into the wall. He's gone link dead.
Okay. It's what did you say to roll? Investigation?
Investigation or perception, whichever you prefer.
Investigation +5. I'm rolling so well.
Nice.
It's a 22.
So pretty quickly, Lemon Zest, you realize that you can hear Chris through like the walls, which are like covered in wallpaper and stuff, but every so often you'll see like the wallpaper is kind of flaking away, and so you see that there's like the wet wall is in between that and the next room. So you realize that the sound is carrying, and so you start heading up the stairs, and you don't see anyone. You go into that main hallway that had like the weird idol of whatever. It's still there, but you don't see any signs of the people that you saw earlier, and you begin heading up the stairs, and you essentially work your way, calling back and forth. Mick, you do get to the stairs. With that investigation check, you do also realize they are trapped. Let's go ahead and have you do a sleight of hand if you want to try and get past them, or you could do a dex save to set it off and go through it.
I will use my sleight of hand.
Okay.
To disarm it.
Perfect. As you disarm it, it does look. You didn't see this earlier from outside, but essentially there are two sheets of metal that close over it, like they go side to side and close over it. Having been caught in it would have probably been quite deadly, and it would have sealed off the room if you had been in the room, but you turn it off and go down the stairs, and the two of you are going to find each other about halfway up the stairwell that goes from the second to the third floor, or rather the attic. With that said, let's go see what Adela and Aster are doing. What are Adela and Aster doing?
That's such a good question.
So you've kind of been wandering these tunnels, and you haven't found any sign of this fellow.
Okay. And I've just kind of head to the right, and I'm just wandering, sort of not stealthily.
Right.
Just wandering.
It is very much maze-like once you get past this area that you entered it. The earthen tunnels start to like split off, and it's very easy to lose your way. Are you marking it like you had already started to?
I would like to believe that I'm marking it that way. I am half tempted to move back and go to the infamous stairwell, because at least that looks like the house.
Okay.
And it might lead me to the house. So I'm not going to feel good about it, though. I think I'm going to turn back and go to the stairs.
All right. So with a sigh of frustration, maybe you turn and head back and find your way to that stairwell. Your sage is just starting to burn out at this point, and you're heading up the stairs?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I'm going to head up the stairs, but I feel like I'm going to expect something. So I'm just doing it slowly, trying to take in everything around me, see if anything changes, anything moves, and go on up.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh, boy.
What could go wrong?
Nothing, obviously. I also have to pull up my character sheet. Woohoo!
Sheet. Nice. As you were heading up, so your tiefling dark vision is kind of tinged red, and so essentially you see everything in like tones of red and black, and you realize that there is this weird tone to the stairwell not too far ahead of you, and it starts like really putting you on edge, and then you look down and you realize that the step in front of you is slightly different. And so you stop and you realize it's trapped somehow.
Fabulous. Can I just casually step around the traps that I see? Like make it look as if I'm just I'm just walking up casually, but I'm actually really noticing them and purposefully stepping around them.
Right. Yeah, so essentially you'd have to like skip a step and step over it. It looks like it's probably a pressure plate step.
Sure.
So you can like step over it and continue on. And as you get higher, you realize that the reason that the hallway or the stairwell above you looks weird is because it's not actually there. Like you get there and it's like painted on the stone that you end up getting to, and you reach up and you kind of touch it, and it's definitely fake. And you also notice that there are several holes in it, and inside those holes are very small, like very faintly you can see back in there that there are points of metal that probably are on spikes that would have fired down.
Yeah, if I were to have touched the pressure plates. I'm gonna go back down and not step on any pressure plates, and I guess go down into the hallway and make a left.
Okay.
instead of a right.
So
see where that takes me.
backtracking after you've backtracked, you start heading left down the hall. And as you're doing that, let's see what Vestra is up to. Hello, Vestra.
Hello.
You are facing off against this person who's now on the ground under you as you're screaming about the word of Tiamat. They tried, or they did stab you.
They did.
What would you like to do?
Right. I know. Okay, so we're in the hole that I just dug myself out of.
Right. And
Right.
it was very shallow, so it's more like a divot of dirt at this point. Like you're like
Okay.
just kind of laying in this like slight depression in the earth. It would be easy for you to just like step up and like walk backwards out of it. It's not like it's something you have to climb out of.
Okay. Yes, I would like to. Gosh, this is so hard. Is like the pipe nearby, like in like my short arm reaching distance?
It is.
Okay. Yes, good. I would like to grab onto the pipe and I would like to start hitting them as I just start like shouting like dragon facts at them. Of like, did you know that black dragons and green dragons often make their homes either underground and or in tunnel systems? As I'm trying to hit them with this pipe.
Perfect. You actually have an advantage because they are prone. What would you like to what would you like to hit them with? Never mind. You're hitting with a pipe, darn it. The lead pipe in the tunnel.
So that's improvised? Is that improvised?
It would be an improvised weapon.
Is it the same bonuses?
Actually, kind of want to just call it a club. So we'll call it a D6 plus your strength.
Okay.
It's club-like enough.
Oh gosh, nope. I almost just rolled the wrong thing. Okay. Hold on. Oh gosh. Oh no, I'm hitting all of the wrong buttons.
All the
It's
buttons.
okay. Don't worry about it. What could go wrong? Okay. I was trying to plug in the club. Okay, no, it's fine. Eh.
The 23 will hit.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it's a D6 plus, actually be a D6 plus your strength plus your rage damage.
Because I have rage damage.
Yeah.
Plus my strength. Plus my rage damage, which currently is 2. Ha! Take that!
Nice.
Yes, and then I would like to imagine that the sound of this pipe hitting them makes, you know, those like musical tubes that when you hit them against stuff, they're like thump. It's exactly like that. Highly comical. And then Vestra gets out of the little divot. And is there a door nearby?
I mean, either way, there's tunnel that goes off to either direction from you.
Okay.
Less door and more just like continuation. It does look like they kind of funnel into smaller tunnels as it goes away from you, kind of at the edge of your dark vision.
Okay. And I don't see anything that would resemble my stuff, right?
You do not.
Okay. I at this point, Vestra would make it as far as she can towards the nearest tunnel. and then would say like, "Hey, anybody from the cult of Tiamat want to lend a hand to a fellow follower?"
Nice. So as you, they will get an attack of opportunity on you, but it would be a disadvantage because they are prone.
Okay. That's
so
fine.
let's just see what happens as you run away. Well, I am pretty sure an 11 is going to miss.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Woo!
So you begin booking it. I will say that Vestra, you are going to hear what sounds like a wind chime, just like a singular tube of wind chime,
Yeah.
like making like a weird noise. Like there's like a and then the sound of like one of those tubes hitting something, and then shortly thereafter you hear Vestra shouting. It's faint, like there's maybe some turns in the tunnel in between you, but it sounds like it's coming from ahead of you.
I'm gonna yell out, "Vestra, is that you?" I'm gonna assume it.
Okay. So Vestra, you hear this rather loud shout come from ahead of you down the tunnel.
Aster, yeah, it's me. I got a non-believer here.
Nice.
Are they still a non-believer after talking to you? That's amazing. And Aster's gonna start booking it.
Okay.
Like cling clang. Unless she's half naked. I don't know. Did everybody take her armor?
No,
Or
everyone
is
has
she
their
half
armor and their
naked?
clothes and the stuff in their pockets and all that stuff. Vestra, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Which Vestra?
Yes, please.
Perception. I almost clicked persuasion. I can read.
Excellent. Hang on a second. I just gotta roll some dice real quick.
Oh no.
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 Does a 17 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So as you're like running down the hall, all of a sudden something jumps out of the wall and tackles you, and you feel this like
It better not be posh guy that pooped his pants.
you feel this like burning, digging sensation. Feels kind of familiar, but again, you don't need to make any con saves at this point. It's 7 damage, and you are no longer raging.
Okay. Okay, yeah, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I love having the little button.
Watch out for the guy that pooped his pants. Damn. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
As you look around, that person that attacked you earlier is standing next to you with that bone dagger dug into your side. They seem to come out of... Now you can see it. There's like a hidden passageway right there. What do you do?
Is this bone dagger mine now? Like, is it in me?
I mean, they've just stabbed you with it. They're like starting to pull out the... This is flavor more than like ongoing damage or anything like that.
Yeah, I think I'm oh my gosh. Vestra, I think, just turns and is like, "What is your problem?" And then goes to like thwack them again.
Okay.
With our musical instrument that I now have.
Okay. Go ahead and roll musical instrument.
Yeah.
Hiya.
Nope. Hiya.
Nice. That'll absolutely hit. And it was a d6 plus whatever your strength is. No more rage damage for this one.
No more raging. Ha!
Excellent. What is your passive perception?
Mine?
Yes.
It is a 13.
Okay. Perfect. So, Aster, as you're running down these hallways, you come to a point where the illumination is gone. Doesn't matter so much because you have the dark vision, but you do notice that you're no longer in a lit area, and you're trying to follow.
I still have my torch though that I grabbed.
Sure, yeah, you can absolutely still have that. So as you're like lighting the way, you're trying to follow the sounds of this. What now was a conversation between you and Vestra, and now sounds like there's some kind of fight going on. And she yelled, or they yelled like, "What is your problem?" And what do? Do you continue running?
Absolutely continue running
Okay.
toward. Yeah, with flame in hand and ready to fight.
Perfect. So at the end of this round, you, outside of your, well, I guess it would technically be at the edge of the dim light of the torch that you have, you see a kind of tall figure, somewhat aged, looks like human, longer, brownish hair, also wearing some black and red armor that reminds you of the armor that the posh guy was wearing, but is a little more form-fitting, like this person's much skinnier, and is engaged with Vestra in combat. And then we're going to go back to the combat person's role, or the armored person. Yee, that's a 19 to hit.
Ew.
Okay. That's only 3 damage.
Okay.
What do you do, Vestra? You do see torchlight coming from down the direction you were coming or heading towards, and you kind of see Aster in the corner of your eye.
Oh, okay. All right. I just need to hold out long enough. Can I? No, never mind. No, we're gonna bop him on the head again.
Okay.
How dare you come into this house?
How dare I come into your house and you attack me?
Yeah, how dare?
That'll absolutely hit.
Okay. That the dice are being nice to me, and I don't know why, but it's okay. Yeah.
Excellent.
And then can I like hold them in place? You know? Because I'm like, oh, once Aster gets here.
Like if they run, you can try and grapple them.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Make a perception check for me.
I perceive things.
You do. What you perceive is very confusing because you see motion out of the left side, like out of your peripheral on your left, which is dark, and you kind of glance that way, and with your dark vision, you see in grays and blacks that the person that you're fighting with is running down the hallway at you. 2 bone daggers in their hands. And they do have to dash to get to you, so they won't attack you when they get there. Aster, it looks like someone else has joined the fray. They're standing just outside of your illumination. You can't really make out details. What do you do?
Oh boy. Are they close enough to Sacred Flame? The one that's right on Vestra?
I believe
The
so,
one
yes.
Let's try that.
Okay. They are going to fail. This is, I believe this has now become the official game that has been the most time Sacred Flame has actually worked
Yes.
ever.
Oh boy.
All right. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
So as this beam of light illuminates the figure in front of you, you can see that they are not as harmed as you had left the one in the tunnel previously. Although there is like a bit of scorch mark as the sacred flame dims out. However, the one that... do you want to stay where you are, Aster?
No, I want to get as close to Vestra as I possibly can because I know that she's hurt. I would like to, because it's just a Thume the most heinous part. I can't even say this without laughing. Thume the most heinous part from like exactly where the one holding the other one,
okay,
is standing as I'm trying to run to Vestra to shield.
Your movement would actually get you right there, so you'd be right next to Vestra. You're technically right there with both Vestra and the one with the single dagger. And that would be your movement, your action, and your whoopee cushion. And you do notice that the one that has the single dagger looks at the other one a little awkwardly, like, what?
We're gonna stick with it. You know, that's what he gets for trying to be too posh. It's gonna break him down.
I feel like upstairs, Lemon Zest and Chris, you hear faintly.
I'm a 2-year-old. Oh my god.
A wall shaking fart. Puppetry being redeemed. What do you do with that information, Lemon Zest and Chris?
Nothing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything with that information.
Okay. What would you like to do otherwise?
Okay, so if we found each other?
You did. You're currently standing on the stairs that go up to the attic.
Should we go up?
That's where we're hearing everyone else, right?
No. So Chris came from the attic, going down.
Okay.
Lemon Zest came
Yes.
up the stairs, and so you went up those main first stairs that are in the foyer, and then you found a stairwell that goes up into the attic. It was like essentially near the bottom of those stairs that Chris came down, and you found each other. And so nearby is the mezzanine that goes around the foyer below. There are several rooms that go off from here. Some doors are open, some doors are closed. There are several windows that look outside. They're gunky and grimy as the ones downstairs.
All right. I found you. Do you know where the others are?
I do not. The only person I've seen, well, sort of person, was this rat child. And I'm pretty sure she tried to kill me.
Well, I found a very posh room. I was investigating it. Do you want to investigate it real quick? Find some fancy treat. All right. We go back to the posh fancy room.
Okay.
To look through it. Yeah.
So you head down the stairs. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh.
All right.
I know we should be getting out of here, but it was a fancy place. 14.
Okay. And
let's see, 8.
okay. Both of you hear that there is movement now on this level in the house. It seems to be coming from there's a small hallway. I almost called it an indoor tunnel again. There's a small hallway that goes off. You haven't been down it before. It is not the direction of the room that you were looking for, however. The posh room. The study.
Well, okay, so what about this noise? Can you repeat that?
You just heard it. You heard, like, somebody's shuffling around down that hallway as you pass it. Now, what you do with that information is totally up to you.
Like what kind of shuffling around?
It looks like, or it sounds like, it looks like with your ears that you hear somebody's moving something around in, might be a kitchen? Like maybe cutlery moving around?
No, I'm going to the posh room.
Okay.
Yeah, I also want to go to the posh room.
Yeah.
Excellent. So the two of you head into that room. It's as you left it. The window is open. The desk has been swept clean of goods, which now reside in your bag of holding. And there's like a single book missing. What do you do?
Okay. So I've swept up the top of the desk. I've got the pins stationary in there, but I haven't done a deep dive yet.
Okay, well, you can do a deep dive. It looks like this room is ripe for the picking.
All right, let's tag team it.
Okay.
All right.
You can either both do investigations, or one of you can help the other, and that one can do advantage.
My investigation is a +5. What's yours?
It's a +4, so I guess I can help you, and you can investigate.
Okay. First one is a 13.
Okay.
Second one is a 12.
Okay. So looking around, there are many books in here, some that are quite well preserved and are probably worth a good amount of money. You do notice that there are some other objects around the room that are more decorational, again, like candlesticks and like little statues and stuff like that. A lot of the statues represent, or like are representations of an animal being hunted. So they'll be like, and it's usually animals hunting animals. So like there might be wolves hunting deer in like a bronze statue, or there might be a painting of, some leopard hunting a gazelle or something like that. Yeah, that's what you find in a lot of the books. If you're kind of like perusing through them, some are what you would kind of think of as fairy tales, like not necessarily morality tales, and they're kind of on the true grim tales side of things, as opposed to the Disney side of things, where they're a little gruesome and such. And then there's like some that are about the history of the area, and there's several that are about with 13, you find some that are about the Beast Lord, some are about Malar, which you kind of like connect or maybe the same deity, and you actually find a couple representations, a little different, but overall you get the idea that that weird statue in the front is an idol of that deity.
Okay, so can I roll religion to see if I know anything about this deity?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, the answer is no. No, I don't.
It doesn't have scales that you know of, and it isn't five-headed, so It isn't Tiamat. Yeah, you don't really know.
All right. Well, that was a bit uneventful. I guess, where should we go now? We should look for the others.
Yeah, I suppose so.
They might
Any
be out this
idea?
window.
Any idea where they might be? Or should we split up? Should we stay together?
No, we should stay together. I'm surprised I survived my last interaction.
Yeah, I almost fell into a pit. But I'm fine.
Clearly,
Lemon Zest is all
You should
messed
survive.
up. Lemon Zest is all messed up, and Chris is like, "Yeah, I almost fell into a pit. It was horrible."
There's also this weird tea party, and I had to drink stagnant tea and,
Hmm.
stale biscuits.
It was
Well,
emotionally damaging.
okay, well, we heard things in the kitchen. Maybe we should go back there.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
All right. So we head back to where we heard, where we heard those noises.
Okay, go ahead and both of you roll perception checks for me one more time, please.
Alright.
17.
Okay.
Yeah, my rolls are kind of all over the place.
Did you get a 9? Is that...
I got a 9.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
gotcha. I didn't see it pop up, but then I noticed it was there. That's okay because you both together, you hear there isn't so much like moving around in the kitchen any longer. What you're thinking is the kitchen because of the noises you heard earlier, but you do hear some voices as opposed to like a singular voice. One of them, Lemon Zest, reminds you very much of the fellow that was chasing you through the forest. The other is a higher pitched one, Chris, that reminds you very much of the rat girl that you encountered upstairs. And then there's a third voice that's like, "Are you sure that there's nothing on my pants? I could have sworn that maybe, I don't know. Should I change just in case?" "No, you're fine. Just they were messing with you. I can't believe you were part of this family. I can't believe that I have to marry you, let alone that you're a relative." And this conversation goes back and forth. The one that you encountered, Lemon Zest, is like, "So I'm going to make a sandwich if any of you want one." What do you two want to do with this information?
Okay, quick question. I know with the rules as written with the bag of holding, if it tears, it causes, like, bad things happen.
Yeah.
Like, people say you can use this, like, a little exploding bomb.
Yeah, it's very explosive, yeah.
Yeah, how would you rule it?
I mean, that's if you destroy it or you put a extra dimensional space inside of another extra dimensional space. I know it explodes.
So I've been trying to look up like what that damage would be. But anyway, I like lean to Chris and say, right, I hear the voice of one of the people, one of the lads who was after me.
Should we kill them or should we ignore them?
How good is your aim? Because I'm thinking, as much as I like this bag of holding, I can make a new one tomorrow. I can toss it in there, and you could attack and cut it, and then it'll go boom and hit them all.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have a short bow that I could shoot it with. Or I guess I could throw one of my throw my singular dagger at it.
I've got more daggers I can donate to the cause.
Okay.
That's weird. I could have sworn that there was damage that was included in its description, but it just says it's destroyed now.
Yeah, I thought there was too.
So
Probably because they don't have people doing this. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should wait.
You could try and find out.
'Cause, I mean, they are all gathered in one place.
they are.
Yeah.
Do you think we could take them on ourselves?
No, if we failed, that would be bad.
Well, I guess we just need to not fail.
Fair. Worst case, I've got fog cloud again. I can. No, it's a lie. I don't. That was a one-time use thing. I've got grease. We can help a wee bit. Actually, I can catch the grease on fire, can't I?
That is the thing.
Yeah. We can cause a
Bless you.
So
As you sneeze, the voices inside the kitchen go, "What was that?"
Damn it. Okay, all or nothing. I open the door. I slide the bag in towards them.
Okay. So this bag of holding goes like sliding across the floor.
And I will shoot it with my bow.
Okay.
Do I need to, I guess, just make an attack?
Yeah, just make an attack. Try to decide if it's disadvantaged because it's prone, but no, let's just roll it.
16.
Nice. That would have been your disadvantage roll too. So
Yeah.
okay.
Please let the dead guy hit somebody.
Interesting. Okay. The arrow pierces the fabric of the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this weird like pop in your ears, almost like pressure releasing or growing. And as are you like staying in the door, or did you just like swing the door open? Because it kind of like it's a swinging door, and so are you like swinging it open, doing this, and then letting it swing shut, or?
I'm letting it swing shut.
Okay. And Chris, are you gonna stay on the outside or the inside? Like, did you step in or?
I am gonna stay on the outside. I don't know what's gonna happen, so I don't want to be caught in whatever's gonna happen. So,
okay. So the two of you, just as the door starts swinging shut, you notice that the bag essentially looks like it falls, like it gets sucked through a hole in the floor, and there's like this little mote of gray light as the door swings, and then like kind of swings a little bit towards you, and then kind of swings back, and you see as the group on the other side are like, "What the fuck is that?" And the girl is like, "Ah!" And she begins like trying to grab what looks like the stove top, and there's like a grate on top that comes off with it, and she starts getting pulled across the floor towards this like spinning circle that's starting to grow. What do you do?
Run.
yeah, it's like we shouldn't stick around, should we?
No, let's go.
All right, let's leave.
Okay. All right. So as the two of you book it, you get back into that central foyer area. Where are you going? Are you going out the front door? Are you?
I figure we should probably try to find our friends and not leave them here.
Okay. So
Sure, they're capable, but
do you want to try and like search the house for them, or?
Yeah, let's search the house.
Okay.
I don't know where, but I guess I will listen again. Maybe see if I hear anything or anyone.
Perfect. Why don't you both make investigation checks? And while you're making those, let's go back to the battle that's happening somewhere else.
19.
Nice. And was that 20 your investigation?
That is a 20.
Nice.
Nice.
What's going on elsewhere as Vestra and Aster are facing off against these twins, apparently.
Twins. All right. So the one wasn't as affected as the original one. So, that's a bummer. Vestra, how damaged are you? Are you like?
I am. You could say that I have taken about like half as much damage as I probably could ever take.
It's not terrible.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm still in fighting shape.
Yeah. Okay. I think I would like to heal you first. Even though, I don't know. I think you need to be healed.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna do a cure wounds on you.
So the magic goes through your fingers. It crosses over Vestra's form and then dissipates.
No.
Nothing happens.
This is a non-magic place.
You're not sure. Go ahead and do a. You could do. We're gonna call it an Arcana check.
What do I know?
Okay, with your 20, that should have worked. The magic definitely went off, and you have been using your magic, so there's something wrong with Vestra that is keeping them from being healed.
Okay. Do I see like that bone dagger anywhere? Like would it?
Like, have you seen it before, or?
No, like when I obviously something's wrong with her, but like, can I see the weapon that like hurt her? Is it still in her, or is the guy?
No, so both of them are holding at least one. The one that's opposite you from Vestra, or the other side of Vestra from you, has two, and then there's one just to your right that has one.
Gotcha. And do I know anything about bone daggers? Like,
I mean, they are a thing. Like just people using bone to make daggers is a thing. More than likely there is, if this weapon is what's causing it, it probably has some kind of either poison or disease or curse or any number of things that can block either magic or healing.
Bummer. That's a big bummer. I'm gonna heckle the guy because I think I used up my turn.
Yeah. So that was your action, and you have a bonus
I'm gonna heckle
action.
the guy about how stinky his pants are right now.
Okay.
And Thume a sound like further down the cave somewhere.
Okay. What does the sound sound like?
The sound sounds like footsteps of like armored footsteps.
Okay. The one with the single dagger kind of glances at you, and like after the magic kind of wash over Vestra's form, they seem to realize that you have that ability as they turn towards you and are going to try and stab you, Aster.
Of course they are.
However, as they go, they hear the footsteps, and just kind of like look back as their swing goes wide, and they miss you. Vestra, what do you do?
Okay, as my bonus action, I'm gonna enter into a rage again.
Rage.
Yeah, I hit my rage button. Okay, and yeah. Instead of a yell this time, though, it's kind of like this like really like deep, terrifying laughter as these like astral like little dragon-esque dwarves come out off of me. And I just look at like each of them in turn, like slightly too long, but like not long enough that it's like staring, and just say, "You hear that? That's the Hoard coming for you." And then I just like thwap the one with the single dagger.
Okay. Make your thwap attack.
my thwapping with my plus this, right? Yeah, right. Yes. Oh no! No.
The fear that you have instilled with them apparently has made them super dexterous as they dodge out of the way quite easily. Anything else?
No, but my little ghosty dwarves, I don't like attach to them yet. I have to hit them with the attack.
Okay.
So they're just kind of like menacingly like hanging out. And Vestra is just going to continue to menacingly laugh at them.
Okay. The one with the 2 daggers that you had originally met says, "What? This one's a summoner, take her down quickly!" And is going to try to attack you once with each dagger. For a moment, I thought that was a critical.
Gosh.
It was not.
Oh, no.
But does a 18 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. That's going to be 7 piercing, reduced to 3.
Yeah.
And as the knife just kind of like glances off you, leaving a little scratch behind, the camera pulls out and watches as there is this vortex building in the kitchen as the poor innocent rodent girl is being pulled into it, and her family is trying to save her, and Lemon Zest and Chris are trying to figure out where everyone's at, looking around the house. And we're going to get out to we'll look through one of the windows as 2 little field mice are scurrying around, still trying to find the people that they were sent in to find not too long ago. And that's where we'll, right. And that's where we'll call it for this week.
Oh, no.
They're still trying. They're still there. They're just squirrels, little ground squirrels, doing their best. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody.
They're so loyal.
They're
are. So loyal.
I mean, you did charm them, but other than that, they're totally loyal. Naturally speaking. Does anyone have anything that they want to shout out? Any games coming up? Nothing. No one.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, not immediately.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Everyone should go follow on your socials just in case you have stuff coming up. So let's do Hoarders. Those are the fantastic players in today's game. Thank you so much all for playing today. I hope you had fun, and everyone, thanks for watching. We don't have a whole bunch going on this week. Just join us on Friday night at 8 p.m. for our ongoing Daggerheart playtest, The Broken Spine, which should be a ton of fun. Good to see everyone. Thanks. I think I saw a raid earlier, but I saw it like in hindsight where it already happened, and I was like, when did that happen? So thanks, Raiders, if you're still here. Want to shout out Raven for being our awesome Patreon Great Worm supporter. Thank you so much. Always appreciated. And we will see you next time at 2 p.m. on Wednesday for the next episode of For the Hoard of the Dragon Queen. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Bye.